I'm here at the 29th Annual Fringe Festival in Edmonton, Alberta. I've seen a lot of shows. One in particular, lineups around the block. Of course, tickets have all been sold out for months in advance. And that's not surprising considering the star of that particular show. Now, this individual, very famous. He's had hospitals, schools, and even an astrological sign named after him. A man known as Cancer. I'm here with Cancer. Now, I don't know why I got a smile on my face, but welcome. Oh, geez, it's okay to shake your hand?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah?
Not contagious.
Nothing contagious?
No.
You sure? You promise?
Anything you'll get from me is a firm handshake.
Okay. I saw your show last night on Cancer. You are the star, probably the most famous person on the planet. Oh. Why do a show on cancer?
Well, you know, I've realized that humanity is really completely obsessed with me, you know. People are running in my name and collecting money in my name and that sort of thing. I don't think I've ever been as big as I am right now. And so why not do a show, you know what I mean? Get up close and personal with my adoring public. Yeah,
well, that's true. I don't know about the adoring part, but that might be your take on it. How's the show been received?
Oh my God, it's been absolutely fantastic. You know, we've had 4 5-star reviews here in Edmonton.
How do you count for its success?
You know, 4 or 5 years ago, me coming out and doing a show like this is just simply not going to go. You know, people are going to see the title, they're just going to be turned right off, right? Because they're whispering my name.
Oh man, yeah, I feel for you.
Yeah, sure. You know, it's very difficult, but I think things have really shifted. You know, we've come to a place where a bit of humour certainly can be accepted around my name and around my appearance, and people are able to sort of get beyond the initial fear and the initial sort of disgust and say, wait a minute, I think I can maybe go and see a show starring Cancer.
So you want people to see you're just not that bad of a guy.
Exactly.
Okay. That's a tough sell, pal. But do you go on any dates? You seen anybody?
Well, you know, I'm not seeing anyone in particular. I've got sort of an open relationship with lots of people.
Lots of people. Okay. Do you go to parties?
Well, you know, I don't actually get invited to a lot of parties. You know, I do have a Facebook profile, but not a lot of people have put me on their invites. I've crashed a few, of course, and I always tend to be the last one to leave.
Yeah. Okay. You know, there's been a long declared war on cancer. Yes. Sorry to tell you that. I mean, you know, there are people lately, the tobacco companies, the industrial giants have been pulling back. Yeah. How's that affected you?
Well, it's been a bit tough, you know. People are certainly eating greens and getting into the antioxidants and that sort of thing. You know, it's very difficult. Yeah. But thankfully, I've been around for a long time. I really can't see myself disappearing.
But what are some of your favorite foods?
Oh, well, I'm a big fan of potato chips, any of the trans fat sort of thing, you know, greasy hamburgers. Golly, I myself am a big smoker. Always have.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and you know, anything with the sugary drinks and that sort of stuff.
How about the Gulf oil spill? Is that?
Oh God, that's been great.
That's been good for you.
BP, my God, good. Yeah. Thumbs up, lads. Really well done. Helping me to spread.
Yeah. You know I mean, you're not the only disease out there. There are a few others, like heart disease, for example, diabetes. How are you stacking up against all those?
Well, you know, heart disease apparently is the #1 killer. However, I will say this, in terms of notoriety, I believe I'm actually far ahead. For instance...
How do you know that?
Well, I Googled myself. I put my name...
You Googled yourself?
I did, yeah. Oh, everyone does. You know, you probably Googled yourself.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You had three hits.
Yeah,
you know,
sure. Well, I, for instance, have had 209 million hits.
209 million?
Yes, absolutely. And that was with Safe Search on, I'll say that much. Who knows what would happen if I took the Safe Search off? You know what I mean? And I'm way ahead of heart disease when you do that. I put my name in the Google, boom, right ahead of it. So, I mean, come on, notoriety.
So you're winning the popularity contest.
Absolutely. And it is a popularity contest, Percy, I will say that.
Any favorite countries at all that you've been to?
Well, you know, I do have a universal appeal. I pretty much touch down on everywhere. The industrialized nations, I love that. You know, anywhere where there's smokestacks, coal and that sort of thing pumping into the atmosphere, big fan of that. And anything you put into the soil, I'll be there as well.
Well, any places you haven't been yet that you'd like to visit?
Well, I haven't been to space yet. I'd love to go. You know, I've got to call into Richard Branson to try to get on that first flight.
Yeah. Has he called you back? Or?
Yeah, he hasn't called me.
Yeah, I guess that happens a lot with you. You probably, you know, make calls and get return calls. Geez, you know, I feel for you. That's got to be bad.
I bet you all know some names of the people in this book, eh? Do you? Shout a name out, we'll look them up. Anyone at all. They don't have to be famous, just in the book. Anyone at all.
James Mackenzie.
What you, darling?
Father.
Your father. Let's see. James Mackenzie. Here we go. James Mackenzie. Had a good sense of humor. Loved the outdoors. Could be a bit stubborn. Was really well loved, though. Yeah?
Yeah.
James Mackenzie.
There was a part in the production near the end where the audience gets a chance to participate with you, and I noticed they brought out some things to beat you, and you look like you took a pretty good beating. That's not stage effects. I saw you kind of leaning over.
Oh, wow. The last one was good. Congratulations, Norm. You have beaten cancer.
What kind of reaction do you get when you do that? I see you talking to the people after the show. And
Some people have come up and they've really laid into me, you know, they've gone completely sideways on it. You know.
So there's more to it than they're just participating in a show. There's some emotion behind that.
Some emotion. You know, I've had people really get right into it. Although, you know, conversely, I actually had a woman come up to me after a show we did in Calgary, and she had been experiencing myself in her life for a number of years, and she's told me that if I had brought her up on stage to beat me, she would not have fought me. She said, I would have danced with you, because my experience with cancer is not a fight, it's a dance. And that's the thing about this show and about my performance, is that everyone experiences it in a different way, and everyone experiences me in their life in a different way. And the experiences are unique and individual, and that's what this show is about. It's about how are you going to live your life.
Now, Bruce, the actor.
Yes.
How long have you been producing this show?
We've been slowly metastasizing the whole project. And,
metastasizing. Okay.
And,
well said.
That's a taste of the humor, just to give you an idea. Yeah, we've been taking the subject of cancer and shining the flashlight of humor onto it.
What happens to a person when they see your show?
Some people are laughing, some people are crying, some people are angry, and everything in between. It depends on your own experience. It depends on where you are. You know, for people who have, you know, gone through it and been able to kind of come up the other side, I think they have a very different experience. It's unpredictable. Every show is different. And people have come up to me after the show and said, you know, I went in angry and I came out with a sense of joy and a sense of lightness. That's ultimately our goal. We're not making fun of people with cancer, and I think that becomes very apparent. It's about looking at the disease in a new way. And hopefully you come out with a feeling of to live life to its fullest, and that's really the message.
I know that you have a very unique perspective on all this because you have had cancer, very serious cancer in your life as well. Could you have written this production if you hadn't had cancer yourself?
No, I couldn't have. It was my own experience that spurred it on, and I lost my father to cancer 7 years ago. It's been a major catharsis. It's helped me go through the grieving process of losing my father, and it's also helped me to deal with my own demon of cancer that's been in my life. The message of the show is to live your life. It's not about how you're going to die, it's about how you're going to live.
Bruce, cancer.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Percy.
All right, cancer. There you go.
Oh, thanks very much. Oh, you should have that.
You don't want to give cancer over CNN?
No, no.
Right.
Let me buy you a mini donut. What do you think? Come on, you're gonna love it. Very nutritious. Hey kids, how you doing?
Going, you know.
Are you sure?
See, it's been nice knowing you.
It's been a slice.